let's start virtual CME of early pregnancy scanning. You can subscribe to our channel and you can join our Facebook page as well. I am displaying the links. For Facebook, you have to search the page, and that is BillMed Ultrasound Training Courses. So once you will go to Facebook, you have to search for the page, not the group, and that is by the title of BillMed Ultrasound Training Courses. And on YouTube, our channel is by the title of BillMed Ultrasound Institute only. So for YouTube, it is BillMed Ultrasound Institute, and for Facebook, it is BillMed Ultrasound Training Courses. Starting the session, let me remind you again that this is not a training course, whatever we are taking right now, but is the CME, virtual CME only, which we are taking. This whole early pregnancy ultrasound via our server, I mean the complete course is of 30 to 40 days, and we are now taking a virtual CME of early pregnancy, and today is day 2. So now let us see where we left yesterday. So yesterday we discussed a bit about embryology. These are the points which we discussed. Embryology. Then we discussed this very, very important. I am using word twice, very, very important slide of early pregnancy. So this is already discussed. Then we discussed the double decidual sign. We discussed the unobliterated uterine cavity. We discussed this is the double decidual sign which we discussed yesterday, and these are the pictures which we have yesterday discussed with you. So this is the left behind unobliterated uterine cavity, which is also discussed yesterday. Shreya, settle this. Settle the mic. So we discussed yesterday. Okay, done. So we discussed yesterday the oligoamniotic sacs, and we discussed how important this oligoamniotic sac is, why that is important. So this all is discussed with you. Now today's session. Today's session is subchorionic hemorrhage, a bleed. Give me the pointer. So this bleed, subchorionic hemorrhage, take it out and drop it again. There is some technical glitch. We are fixing that. Okay, leave this, leave that. Okay, I will do. Now, whenever we are seeing any hemorrhage, any detachment of gestational sac, we have to be very clear that where is that hemorrhage? Is that hemorrhage at the site of placentation or away from the site of placentation? Now, you might be thinking we are discussing early pregnancy, and how I can see a placenta in early pregnancy. I will come to that. What I'm using word is the site of placentation, not placenta itself. Now, the point here is that if the blood, if the detachment is at the level of the placentation, is that more dangerous, or if it is away from the placentation site? Of course, if it is at the level of the placentation, because if it is at the level of the placentation, placental separation will occur and we will have an abruptio. But if the hematoma is detaching the membranes only, if it is detaching the membranes only, then it will unlikely reach to that size where it will detach the placenta. So the point is, if it is not at the level of the placentation, that is not Very worrisome. But if it is detaching the placental side, that is worrisome. Now, you might be thinking, what is the placenta? Chorionic frontosome. The chorionic frontosome itself is the placental site. So the point is you have to search for the chorionic frontosome. Now, how that chorionic frontosome is looking on ultrasound? That chorionic frontosome, we are having decidual reactions. Wherever there will be more of decidual reactions, try to understand. Wherever there will be more of decidual reactions, that is the site of placenta. Now see over here. I am having here, now see, here I am having more decidual reactions as compared to this area. It means that the placental site is here in the posterior area, not in anterior, and the detachment is anteriorly. So the important point is that not only you have to label that I am dealing with the detachment of this much cc, 20 cc, 40 cc, 2 cc. No, volume is important, but what I am trying to say that more important is the location. Okay, so not only you have to give the volumes, but the location also. So again repeating, C for the chorionic frontosome, and if the chorionic frontosome, if the hematoma is at the level of the placental site, that is more dangerous. See to the camera. That is more dangerous than if it is away from the placental site. Now the yolk sac. Yolk sac is the next one. Yolk sac is the God's given tiffin to baby. Baby, take this tiffin and go to the world. Now the point is, if yolk sac is abnormal, there are high chances of that you will be losing that fetus. Now the point is, we are not giving sufficient time. To yolk sac. Please give sufficient time to yolk sac. So yolk sac, you have to scan in each and every early pregnancy. The point is that what I have to see in yolk sac, is that jet black. That should be jet black only, and the shape has to be round only, not oval, not wrinkled. It has to be round only, like this. And the inner circle, what I mean by circle is this yolk sac center has to be jet black only. Now, yolk sac is, how much is the yolk sac? Yolk sac diameter between 5 to 10 weeks is 5 to 6 millimeters. So roughly it is about a 5 millimeters. Yolk sac should not be big enough. It should not be very small. How much is, if it is very small, we will come to that. So the point is, don't get happy if you are dealing with a big yolk sac. It doesn't mean that God has given a bigger tiffin. No, that is also abnormal. Now, see here, the yolk sac should not be less than 2 millimeters, and it should not cross 5 millimeters. So yolk sac has to be in the bracket of 2 to 5 millimeters only. Now, it confirms the intrauterine pregnancy. It means that if you are dealing with a gestational sac with a yolk sac, it cannot be a pseudo gestational sac. So in fact, this yolk sac is the first structure which is visualized in the gestational sac, even before visualization of an embryonic disc. So as already said, first structure it is, and it at times it diagnoses the embryonic demise. How? If you are dealing with a very abnormal yolk sac, very abnormal yolk sac. What is abnormal? We will come to that. It means that you are dealing with a dead fetus. In 99.9% of cases, the fetus will not have the fetal cardiac activity. So this is the yolk sac's importance. Now, I told you it should not be more than 5, and if it is more than 6 millimeters, it is too large. So too large is also abnormal, and the assessment to spontaneous abortion prediction is the specificity, I mean, is about a 97% over here if it is too large. And if it is too small means if it is less than 2 millimeters. See the specificity again, more than 90, it means 95% of specificity with a small yolk sac. Now, irregular shape. These are the things which we have to see in yolk sac. Irregular shape, mainly these wrinkled with indented walls, degenerative change, abundant calcifications. So if you are having a calcified yolk sac, that is also abnormal. So if you are able to put a Doppler, and if you see that, so before Doppler, the number of these yolk sacs, usually if you are having more than one yolk sac, if you are having 2 yolk sacs, it means that you have to search for the second fetal pole also. Now, summing up, yolk sac should not be less than 2. It should not be greater than 6 millimeters. It has to be jet black center, I mean. The wall should not be calcified. And the next point is, it has to be round, round, and round only. No oval, no hexagonal, no shape is accepted except the round shape only. Now, in normal yolk sac size, 5 to 6 millimeters. Abnormal, greater than 6, less than 2. Please keep on noting these points. Shape, as already said, round, not oval, no distortion should be there. If it is oval or distorted, that is abnormal, that is abnormal. Now, echogenic rim with hypoechoic center, it means that the walls are hyperechoic and the center is hypoechoic. And if we are having a hyperechoic wall, that is calcified wall, that is abnormal. And if you are able to put the Doppler, absence of diastolic flow is there in normal, and if you see an irregular blood flow, that means that the venous pull up is over there. It means that the congestion has occurred over there. That is also abnormal. So please note down these points for normal yolk sac and abnormal yolk sac in your notebooks.